one of the big worries if you're an Xbox fan is the fact that in the future, developers might not really look at Xbox as a prudent place to put, their games. And, we see that a little bit. Obviously, the major hitters, Microsoft owns a lot of them. So, it was not really ever going to be a situation where those games weren't going to end up on Xbox, at least at some point. Now, there's like some of the intermediate titles where clearly Xbox, these companies don't have the manpower to realistically make it so Xbox can get all their games. But, things are changing. This could possibly make things easier and could make it a little bit sort of better, I think, to kind of have a better destination for their games and things. So, we'll see how that kind of works out. I'm excited by this. I'm sure a lot of you will be as well. Anytime you can get some positive Xbox stuff out there, I try to do so. I understand that it can be a little dry in those Xbox streets, but maybe this will lighten your load, put a little kick back in your step, and if so, let me know. But let's go ahead and get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, as I would appreciate that greatly, and it would help out the channel tremendously. As we've seen some growth here on the channel, it would be fantastic if you guys would help that continue, because, it really does help the videos and stuff to be seen. So thank you guys. I do daily gaming content, so that's something that not a lot of people do. And if you do enjoy it, I try to be informative yet a little bit entertaining as well. There's some entertainment value to be had. So if you aren't on Xbox, we'd love to know why. According to Microsoft Research, as it opens its program targeting game developers to learn how to improve Xbox's system. Now listen, in the past, when Xbox was doing very well, one of the reasons why they were doing so well was because they were so developer friendly, and this was something that realistically led to a lot of developers liking Xbox and enjoying sort of the fruits of the labors and things like that. So not bringing your game to Xbox, Microsoft now wants to know why. Microsoft Research is Microsoft's R&D arm, spearheading cutting-edge technologies and future-facing products for over 30 years. The division has several hundred employees and represents a large part of Microsoft's expenditure, according to recent SEC filings, contributing to major technological advancements that power some of its most popular products. Now, Microsoft's research is a prolific source of Microsoft's broader patent portfolio, which remains one of the most lucrative in the entire world, and has been a cornerstone of its efforts to become the AI powerhouse in the race to commercialize AI services. Now, on the gaming side of things, Microsoft Research develops products and features that led to things like Kinect, which, whatever, DirectX, DirectSR, and of course, their attempt at cloud gaming. So they're a bit hit or miss with what they're doing, but typically Microsoft's research efforts have focused on consumers when it comes to gaming, whether it's building products for them or improving the experience of existing services. But that's about to change. In a recent post, Microsoft researchers revealed that it's developing a program to engage game creators directly, exploring ways it can improve its systems, processes, and services. Dr. Deborah Henderson, principal user research for Xbox, explained, quote, "We've known for a while this is a gap. We do lots of work on games, on hardware, on the Xbox dashboard, and yet most of the systems for collecting feedback on the back end were less formal. Honestly, I think it's very similar to the reason studios often take a while to dedicate these sorts of resources to game tools. The player always comes first." So indeed, Microsoft's gaming division has a quite prolific PR snafu recently when the game developers behind Antora put Xbox on blast, basically blaming Microsoft's back-end publishing systems for their delay. I wouldn't be surprised if this effort is perhaps tied to that situation, at least in some way. So Dr. Henderson detailed how Microsoft Research for game developers will follow similar practices to those seen by the Xbox Insider program, focusing on their main points with various aspects of Microsoft's gaming ecosystem. Quote, "We do all sorts. It really depends on the question we're trying to answer. Common methods are interviews, usability, playtesting, surveys, and flighting. It's the same sort of studies that we perform when testing games, just on tools and services. Whenever we recruit, we'll give participants the details of the specific study so they can make sure they'll fit. Ensuring that participants can feel like they can properly contribute to the program is a key priority. So, again, I think this is a really cool thing. Some of you might go, oh, well, that's, understatement, or that's this or that. To me, I think that this is important because you can't have developers going, oh, Xbox is such a huge pain in the butt to get anything to use, Like, you can't have that stuff, out there. You cannot actually allow that to happen. And, to be honest with you, I think that Microsoft has, they've done these kind of things in the past where they've undercompensated for such a long time, but now they're definitely sort of maybe overcompensating it a little bit. But, again, I love to see this kind of stuff. I love to see how Microsoft are, kind of on the cutting edge of some of these things. And I hope that, they continue to make sure that it's developer friendly to go out there and do these type of things. So, again, I would love to see how things can change in the future with, how they handle developers, and if they're going to be able to continue to get people to, get fans on board and things like that. I would hope so. But, again, you never really know until, stuff happens. We have to actually see, the results with our own eyes. Trust me, I'm very much like that. Like, whenever we see something announced for Xbox or whatever, I am cautiously optimistic, but I have to be honest with you. It's also a situation where I am, I kind of wait and see. I sort of wait and see and kind of see if that's stuff that can actually be, used. If it's actually going to kind of make people happy. Because a lot of times Microsoft will have something to say, hey, you know what, this is great, this is amazing, or whatever, and and then we don't get it. But again, we'll see if this is something that realistically comes to pass. And if it does come to pass, hey, all the better. I think that's going to be something that, makes it worthwhile to own an Xbox. Like, listen, people are, I think, looking for various reasons to actually own an Xbox, and, this might be one of them. Anyway, using surveys gathered from developers, Microsoft hopes to be able to improve its process for the Xbox games. Again, for the console, this could be huge, hoping developers will feel empowered and supported by Xbox itself. It follows the company's core values to help others do more, which Xbox is arguably following in based on some interviews and testimonials that we've heard and seen in the past. So that's something that I think they can definitely work on. Microsoft Program for Independent Game Developers has paid out billions of dollars to creators, but we've heard previously how Xbox's publishing backends are a bit of a mess. Just last week, Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered was mistagged on the Xbox Store, for example, not being correctly listed as an Xbox Play Anywhere titles. You'd think some of these fundamental basics would be automated at this point or easy to use. One of the biggest issues facing Xbox in recent years is the fear that developers don't want to support the platform, with the vast majority of games do come to Xbox, but the vast and huge variety of games hitting Steam suggests that it has increasingly become the priority for destinations for game developers, particularly on the indie side of things. Even big publishers like Square Enix have ditched Xbox in recent years, partially due to exclusivity deals, but also we've seen games skip the platform arbitrarily. Capcom explained that it previously couldn't bring Marvel vs. Capcom and its fighting game collections to Xbox due to technical issues, part of Microsoft's efforts here to figure out what they could do to improve the experience. So again, nice to see that that's how they're kind of working things out and things like that. According to this, they've heard from developers in the past that working with Xbox systems can be a chore, from developers who spoke on the condition of anonymity. It's rare to see developers criticize Xbox so publicly as to avoid souring relationships, but as noted earlier, the Antoria developer became so frustrated that they felt they had no further recourse than to go public. A lot of developers simply seem to prefer Steam, owing to its less restrictive certification processes. However, in Microsoft's defense, the firm is the target of hostile acts from enemy nations like Russia, and as such, security at Xbox is far bigger priority than some other platforms might have to endure. Microsoft systems were the target of a prolific hack earlier in the year, which led to an overhaul of the firm's security policies. So again, it looks like Microsoft is trying to better the situation for everyone. I'll link this in the description. You guys can check it out. What do you guys think about this? Is it too little too late? About time to get some of these developers on board? I would love to hear your guys' thought processes on all of this. So you know what? Let me know what you guys think. Rack them up, fact them up, crap gamer 'em up. I'll catch you next time. Crap gamer out.